Good afternoon and welcome to Delaware Football Live on TCI Cable Channel 2. We are very proud to bring you the away games of University of Delaware football this year. I'm Bill Komisaroff, sitting in for Jim Hayes this week, along with four.
At ends are Josh Mastrangelo and John Shields. Inside, Mark Hondrew and Mark Spinelli at the tackles. The linebackers, Jeff Gardner, Ralph D'Angelo in the middle, and Larry McSeed, the co-captain, on the right side. In the secondary, the corners are Dorrell Green, Paul Williams, and the safeties, Kenny Bailey at strong. Dale Koshelski is the free safety. The Delaware offensive lineup will sport Steve Brady at the tight end. The tackles are Chris Kumpan and Steve Archibald, and the guards, Lynn Pine and co-captain Shannon Trosso. Keith Bullets, he's a transfer from Vanderbilt last year, is the center. We're going to see at spread end Courtney Batts and also a lot of Eddie Conti. The halfbacks are Pat Williams and Norm Coleman. The fullback will be Kai Hebron, but Marvell Scott will probably see a lot of action at fullback as well. And of course, the junior Leo Hamlet out of Holy Spirit High School in Atlantic City will be the starting quarterback. Boston University's captains now coming onto the field, and we look across the field in front of the Delaware bench. There come the Delaware co-captains Trossel and Larry McSeed. And the officials for today's game, Jerome Miranda for 266 yards, and I think that's a record for an individual running against Delaware.
All right, we're ready to start this game. Sean Leach to kick off for the hands. Deep is Chris Wakey, and he'll take the ball at the 7-yard line. He's up the middle, out to the 20, still on his feet to the 25-yard line, and that's where the BU offense will start the first series of this football game.
Well, what we expect to see as Delaware goes on defense, they'll create 5 underneath zones and try to get the linebackers and the safeties to cover those zones, and let's see how they come up against this stretch your defense, if you will, BU offense, with Foley taking either a 2 or a 5-step drop back and hitting some of these wide receivers, and he's got a lot of them.
Well, Dedman, the tight end, is in there to start, and wide left is Lippy. He never went into the huddle, so first down at the 20, it'll be on the 25-yard line. Foley, the quarterback. Quick pitch to Benaglio, the running back, and he is hit head-on immediately by Kenny Bailey at the 28-yard line. Picks up a couple on the first down play, and
boy, that's a switch, isn't it? Well, first play, they run the ball.
You don't want to get, I guess, too predictable, and immediately they run the football. They got a couple yards out of that. It's just beyond the 27-yard line. It'll be second down and 8. Double wideouts, actually trips to the right, so he's got 5 receivers out there right now.
Delaware showing 3 deep zone.
And Foley drops back to throw. He throws it out. This goes to Lippy at the 40-yard line, and he's out to the 41, and that's a first down for the BU Terriers.
He was double covered there, and that's a 2-step drop by Foley. And those receivers, they almost mirror Foley's first read. He hit the guy right between 2 players, and it was a nice play for a first down.
They've got a Don Hanafin is in the lineup right now, and I don't know if he's caught a pass all year long, but he's a freshman, and he's wide to the right. They've got 3 right and 2 left right now, again with nobody in the backfield. First down, ball at the 41-yard line. Foley drops back. Not much pressure, gets the ball out and overthrows his man at the Delaware 45. That was intended for Chris Walker.
Kind of tough to get a lot of pressure going on a quarterback who releases so quickly.
That's the problem, as we talked with Bob Sable, the defensive coordinator. How do you get pressure on a guy that's sometime taking a 2-step drop and then firing the football? The tight end Dedman is back in the lineup now. Wakey is wide right, along with Manti, and Benaglio is the running back, Don Benaglio. He's from Ohio. They get him from all over. Here's a handoff to Benaglio. He's hit immediately, spun around and thrown for a loss back at the 39-yard line. Mastrangelo, McSeed, and also in there looks like Jeff Gardner may have made the first hit coming in. They're going to spot the ball right at the 40-yard line, and that'll be now a 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, we see in the picture there, Spinelli was the guy that got that first hit off of him, and he got a lot of help then.
All right, it's now 3rd down. Ball back at the 40, 3rd and 11. Foley's got 3 right and 2 left again. A run and shoot offense by the Boston University Terriers. Back to throw. Gets the ball out. He's got a man out there. It is caught by Stevenson. He's in Delaware territory inside the 30. to the 29-yard line, and he got behind Dorrell Green. A 31-yard pass play, and Ron Stevenson, the quickest of the wide receivers, also the smallest at about 5'5" and 160.
Well, Delaware's got a lot of problems here. I mean, you can go 2 deep, you can go 3 deep, and this guy Foley looks like he can throw a pass that goes more than 15 yards, too.
Actually, that was over Paul Williams. Did not make the play on that. Coming over to help was Green. It's 1st and 10 at the Delaware 29. And back to throw on 1st down is Foley. He's got time, throws it over the middle. It's caught at the 21-yard line. That reception made by Wakey. Short of the 1st down. They'll spot it at the 21. And a flag. It is against BU, a holding call. So that's the first penalty of the game.
You know, you always hear these comments about splitting the seams in the zone to find the receiver. And that's exactly what Foley is very, very good at, and he did it that time, although it's going to be obviated here now.
They turned it up right at the 21-yard line, and it is so hard to keep coverage on these short passes. They're talking it over with Delaware, but not a whole lot to talk about here. That's a walk-off against BU. Got to get it from the right spot now. It'll be 1st down, and they'll march the ball back to the Delaware 41-yard line. Coach Tubby Raymond watching from the sidelines impassively.
The Doughty mentor out there knows what he's doing, doesn't he?
Oh, looked like it came right in the middle of the line there. That's a 1st down play, and 22 at the 41-yard line. Benaglio, the lone setback in the backfield. He goes out, has a throw down the middle, almost picked off at the 20-yard line. Coming up on it was Dale Koszelski. That pass intended for Stevenson, not well thrown. And I'll tell you, Bill, I think maybe the longer passes today will get hung up in that wind, and maybe a little wobbly like that one was.
I think so. As we can see here, Delaware's getting in there, but that offensive pass rush defense gets back there, and they form a nice pocket for Foley.
Well, John Shields made the hit right after Foley released the ball. They can do that enough times, and that'll start to wear on Kevin Foley, the BU quarterback. 2nd and 22 at the Delaware 41. He goes back to throw again. Got time. Danson now throws it. Wakey's got it. 35. He runs down to the 30, inside the 30 to the 29. Ralph D'Angelo brings him down along with McSeed, and he gets it back to the original line of scrimmage at the 29. So that was a nice game, but still another 10 to go for a 1st down.
He's got so many receivers out there. He's got 3 or 4 choices, and he waited for the crossover that time. Look at him there, posing, waiting, and he finally gets the guy he needs crossing over in front.
Yeah, he had a lot of time, and Wakey got into the seam, got open, makes a nice catch, and gets the ball for a good gain. Nobody in the backfield, no setbacks at all. Everybody split wide. Foley goes back to throw. Throws it over the middle. He's got his man. That is Manti at the 24-yard line, and D'Angelo makes a tackle there. They're going to spot the ball just inside the 24. That's a pickup of about 5 yards on the play, and it's going to be 4th down now and about 5 to go. So the kicking unit on. Kicking is Brad Costello. The ball will be spotted at the 31. That's a 41-yard attempt. And the wind looks like it's moving across the field.
Definitely is going to affect this attempt here. Let's see how he makes out.
Here's a snap. The kick is up. It's got plenty of leg, and he has got it right through the uprights. So it's through the uprights. 11-13, a timeout on the field. The PNC Bank timeout score is BU 3 and Delaware nothing. On target, and it was. And now Brad Costello will kick off deep for Delaware. Norm Coleman and Pat Williams. Pat Williams the near side. The far side is Coleman. 2 speedsters that both run 40s in the 4.4 range. Coach Dan Allen said he knew that Delaware would have the most speed of any team he plays this year, and he says he thinks his team has some speed, but he really was concerned about how much speed Delaware has. Here's a kick by Costello. It's a high one. It's going to come down short to Coleman at the 13. Coleman's at the 20. He's up to the 25. Got a seam to the 30, out to the 35, and he's brought down at the 35-yard line by Chad Ritchie. 23-yard return. They're going to spot it at the 36-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Delaware, with Leo Hamlet bringing the team out to lead the first series for the Blue Hens in this football game.
BU will present a rather quick and aggressive defense. It may work in Delaware's favor if they can get things going with the trapping game and misdirection.
In motion is the tight end. Leo takes the snap, and there was a problem on that snap. He fell forward with that football, and I think the timing was off because he's turning around looking for his center, Keith Bullets, and saying, hey, what's going on? So no gain on the first down play, and an inauspicious start for the Blue Hen offense, to say the least.
Yes.
2nd down and 10. The ball at the Delaware 36. Wide right is Courtney Batts. Hamlet within motion is Coleman. Hand off to Hebron, the fullback up the middle. He's got a couple, and that's it before a lot of red jerseys swarm and stop him at the 38-yard line.
Well, we heard what offensive coordinator Ted Kemsky had to say about sort of sparring here with the BU defense on the first series, or maybe even two, before they can determine just exactly how they want to proceed here. This opening sequence won't really amount to much because it's just a guessing game.
38-yard line. It's 3rd down and 8. And Contian, an extra wide receiver. Here's the inside handoff on the counter. It goes to Coleman. He's the 45, 50. He's down the sidelines to the 40, inside the 35. He's brought down at the 34-yard line by BU. Making the tackle for BU on the far sideline is Ed Raffoni, one of the linebackers, but a big gain by Norm Coleman.
Well, let's see if we can catch any blocking here, because this is what makes the play go when you go inside like that on a counter. And there you see Coleman making the big block. In front of him was Shannon Trossel, also Archibald, Lynn Pine. Good blocking inside, and there goes Coleman with all that big speed.
Nice gain by Coleman. The ball at the 34. Here is the option run by Hamlet. He's inside the 30, and he faked that handoff to Marvell Scott. He's down to the 29, so that's a gain of about 4 on the play. 2nd down. See where they spot the ball. It's going to be at the 28-yard line. I'm going to call it 2nd down and 5. Just when it looked like the sparring was going to not do a whole lot for Delaware, that nice long run by Coleman's got him in good position. Batts wide right. Tight end is Blessing on the left. In motion, this is Williams. Here's Hamlet running the football inside the 25, down to the 23, and I think he's got the first down. Lex Thornton with a tackle, and coming up slowly for the BU Terriers is McIntyre, one of their big defensive linemen. Chris McIntyre, a redshirt freshman, and they are not deep on defense. Dan Allen has some young players, and they're very concerned about inexperience and lack of depth.
Don't know whether you can see it on the picture, but Delaware's footwear is a little different than you'd normally see. This is artificial turf. Delaware is using turf shoes. Some of the players are even using sneakers.
A little bit short. Inches is all. This is the first time Delaware's played on artificial turf since the 2nd game of last year against Villanova, and they won that one in overtime 38-31.
There had been an erroneous report, Don, that BC, or rather BU, had suffered 3 ACLs in practice and in preseason. We checked with Ed Carpenter, former SID at Delaware, who now has the same job here at BU. He says that's wrong. There has been no injury of that kind at all.
They're checking Chris McIntyre's knee, his right knee, on the sideline. So he is out, and that's going to be a blow. He's a fine young player. Young, yes, but he's one they're counting on. Ball at the 23-yard line. It's 3rd down and inches. Hamlet's going to take it himself. He's got the first down near the 21. That's Surge on the left side of the line, just pushing forward. And Delaware's got another first down. Jeff Fuller making the stop. He is a junior at 6'3", about 250. They're not big. You know, Dan Allen said almost every game his team is smaller size-wise than the team they're playing. And you look at them, and they are. They've got linebackers who are 5'11", 205, but they are quick, and they depend on that quickness to stop the opposition.
See if Delaware goes to the air here on this play.
There's a handoff to Pat Williams. He's not going to get much, but he gets inside the 20. Squeezes down to maybe the 19, and coming out with a football, thinking he had the football, was Fuller. And he didn't have it, though. They're going to give him about a yard on that to the 20-yard line.
They were checking that knee there on McIntyre on the other side here.
Second down, 9 wide left is Batts and Conti. The tight end out of the game at the moment. Here's a option. Pitch goes to Coleman. Cuts in the 20 to the 15 to the 10 to the 5. He's knocked down at the 4 on a nice tackle. Coming up to make that hit for BU was Roger Harriet. But a first down, Delaware. They're inside the 5 at the 3-yard line. 17-yard gain by Norm Coleman. Nice pitch by Hamlet. He waited till the last minute as just that burst of speed by Norm Coleman and almost had the touchdown. Ball's at the 3, first and goal Delaware. Trying to put the first touchdown on the board. Here's a handoff, sweep right, it goes to Williams. He cuts inside, he's into the end zone for a touchdown, Delaware. 7:34 remaining in the first period, and the Blue Hens on their first possession march the ball down the field, culminated with a 3-yard touchdown run by Pat Williams. Well, Bill, a little sparring there tells them a lot. They can run, at least from what it looks like.
Yeah, I think they've got a pretty good idea that they can use either the sweep or the option.
All right, Sean Leach to try the extra point. Mike DiMartile holding. Here's the snap. Kick is up, and the kick is good. There's a timeout on the field. 7:34 left in the first quarter with the score. Delaware 7 time. So we are going to see maybe as big a contrast of offensive styles as you'll see in college football.
Oh, absolutely. The BU versus the BU run and shoot versus the Delaware wing tee produces excitement.
Wakey is deep. Chris Wakey back at the 3, awaiting Sean Leach's kickoff. Leach out of Ojai, California, gets the kickoff. It's going to come down to Wakey at the 10. Not a deep kick. He's out to the 15. He's going wide, and he's hemmed in right at the 20-yard line, and that's going to do it. Good coverage by the Delaware kickoff team.
Oh, wasn't that good, though? They took care of every angle and every part of the field.
And in years past, that has been at times a problem area for Delaware. But on that one, well covered, and there comes BU. They sometimes will go without a huddle. They know the play from the sideline. We have not seen Julian Dale, the 250-pound tailback / fullback. First and 10, BU at the BU 20-yard line. Blue Hens leading it 7-3. Foley drops back to throw. He's looking to his left. There's a pass out there to Manti. Catches it at the 25. He's out to the 29 before being brought down by Paul Williams. Little turn in, or turn out, I guess, on that play by Manti, and then he turned it back in after making the reception.
Yeah, they flood that zone out there on the left flat. They got 3 receivers out there. Foley has his choice, and he finds the guy that's open.
Manti makes the catch, a missed tackle immediately, and then Williams brings it down. That's a gain of 9 to the 29-yard line. Lone setback again is Benaglio. Foley barking out signals. Got a tight end in there. Here's a quick out pass. It goes to Lippy. He's out at the 34-yard line. It's a completed pass, and it's a first down.
You virtually cannot stop that kind of a pass short out to the sideline, and the receiver with his back to 2 defenders. If the ball is anywhere decently well thrown, it's going to be for a gain, albeit a short one.
And this kid from formerly University of Maryland, Foley, played some there, did well, but he just wanted to be the quarterback, and they were bouncing him around with some others. First and 10 at the Terrier 34-yard line. Foley hands it off to Benaglio. There's the handoff, and he is drilled back at the 33-yard line by John Shields and also Mark Hondrew. They may give him to the 34, which is right at the line of scrimmage. No gain, second down and 10.
BU has averaged less than 80 yards per game on the ground in 2 plays so far, and that's one of the reasons they've been unable to penetrate inside.
That was Hondrew who met him head on as we looked at the replay, and Hondrew got him first. Shields helped finish him off. Second and 10 to the 34. He's going to fake the Benaglio. Now quick pass. It goes out to Stevenson at the 40. He's out to the 45, to the 48. Loses the ball out of bounds, but he's got a first down for the BU Terriers, and that guy is quick. Out at the 47-yard line. Delaware couldn't get to him until he got first down yardage.
Quick is the word, all right. Quick as a New York minute, I guess, huh?
He has got some speed. He's only about 5'5" or 5'6", and 160. And he's the one that they're most concerned about. Have not seen, as we mentioned, Julian Dale yet in the game, but he is a load to bring down if he gets in there. They say, though, he looks more like an offensive guard this year than he does a running back. Now the linemen are up in the pass blocking position. Foley back to throw. Throws it out. He's got Walker. He drops the ball at the 49-yard line of Delaware. He ran before he had the ball.
Delaware had blitz going with McSeed coming in from the right side, but again, there's nice protection for Foley there in the pocket when he takes a two-step drop particularly.
Kevin Foley, 7 of 10 for 76 yards in the early going. As we had mentioned, most of his passes will be of the short variety. He has not thrown the ball down the field yet. They use the passing game as a ball control offense, and it's been very effective for them in the last several years. It'll be second down at 10 at the BU 47. No setbacks behind Foley now. He goes back to throw. Here's some pressure. He gets the ball away. It's complete to Lippy right at the 50-yard line, but Gardner wraps him up before he can go anywhere with the ball. It's a gain of about a little more than 3 yards, just inside Delaware territory.
Don Delaware is doing a great job defensively. Foley's connecting, but these are 3, 4, 5-yard gains, and Delaware's got everybody covered. They used 3 deep again there to protect against the long job. Foley did hit one of those earlier.
And again, they've got everybody in a wide-out position. 5 choices to throw to. Delaware looking like they may blitz. They don't. They drop back. There's a little quick pass. It goes to Stevenson at the 50, and he's spun down and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Great job by Dale Koszelski.
Boy, that's great coverage by the Blue Hens. Absolutely great.
Well, Koszelski looked like he was nowhere near the play, and Stevenson started to do a little dance there, but he just couldn't get away. And Delaware will stop BU and force them to punt. Costello also does the punting, and deep for Delaware is Eddie Conti. Costello back at his own 37. See how the punts fare with this wind. He gets it up. Terrible punt off the side of his foot. It's going to go out of bounds. And there's a timeout on the field. 4:35 to go in the first quarter with the score. Delaware 7, BU 3. On him was Keith Thomas, the outside linebacker. And Thomas got him before he could get rid of the ball. But a good decision by Leo. He had a choice of pitching that ball. If he had, it would have been a disaster, and he held on to it.
Well, Delaware got good position after that poor punt of only 12 yards.
Here's a handoff. Quick hitter goes to Hebron up the middle, and he's going to get a couple, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage, or maybe a half a yard more. Kai Hebron just beyond the 37-yard line, and so it's going to be now 3rd down and 10. Well, they try to go right up the middle. Queasy Moody, a freshman, 6 feet 225, a redshirt freshman, making the stop on that play.
Delaware's got to go to that ball control game right now, and at any time during the ball game.
Here's Hamlet, rolls out left, looking down the field. He fires the ball through the hands and almost picked off through the hands of Coleman, and almost picking the ball off for the BU Terriers was Roger Harriet.
Well, that wasn't ball control as we know it. They tried to go for a little one there that would turn into a big one, and it didn't come out that way at all.
Throw a little bit behind Norm Coleman. And then Harriet almost picking it off, but he went to the turf and couldn't come up with it. Back to kick is Scott White, and Wakey is deep at his own 24. Gets it away. That's a nice punt, and a fair catch called for back at the first time today. Pretty good punt by Scott White. Sent that ball down the field, and Wakey calling for the fair catch.
Interesting, during the timeout here for BU, they angle their benches, bring the whole team sitting in there so that they almost half surround the coaches during a timeout period.
Foley, the quarterback, still over on the sidelines. Now the official, I don't know if there's an equipment problem or what, but now the referee calling another timeout. So this one is charged to BU, and earlier one was a TV timeout here at Nickerson Field. So double timeouts. That's very odd that apparently they were not on the same page with Kevin Foley, unless he had, again, an equipment problem. Well, we were down yesterday at Faneuil Hall. Our producer here on the Blue Hen Network, Robin Bryson, and I, and who was there but the University of Delaware Marching Band performing for the assembled crowd, doing a fine job. They are here, as well as a pretty fine contingent from Delaware watching their Blue Hens. So, and no question about it, Delaware has the best road fans, number of road fans of any team in the Yankee Conference. All right, 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line for BU. Kevin Foley over center. Lone setback Spinaglio. He gets the handoff. He's got room over the 30 out to the 34-yard line. Koszalski coming up from a safety position to make the initial hit. And they'll spot the ball at the 34-yard line. So that's a gain of 8 yards on 1st down.
Simple slant play off tackle, but there was fine blocking there, and it took the secondary to bring him down. He was slipped right by Hondru and Spinelli inside.
And a big hole off left tackle, and Koszalski saw it coming. He had to come up. 2nd down, 2, and the handoff again. Benaglio's got the first out at the 40 to the 41-yard line. D'Angelo and Gardner, the two linebackers, making the tackle, but again, he runs the same spot off left tackle, and there is a hole for them.
Same play. You know, if you make a mistake once, well, you can do it twice. Shame on you. And this is what happened there. He's hit, but you can't arm tackle too well there, and that was D'Angelo.
And, of course, the running game, you don't think too much of a running game working in the run and shoot, but it's used so infrequently it ought to work. And it does frequently for this BU team. Back to throw. Foley looks out right. He's got a man out there. He's got to complete it. The manti, and is he drilled by Kenny Bailey. The safety coming up. He slipped the first tackle, but would not happen with Kenny Bailey.
First guy to get a shot at him was McSeed, playing outside on the left there, and he just zipped on by. He was so eager to make the hit. Look at him go by.
Yep. Ducked under McSeed's tackle, but Kenny Bailey, he turned into Kenny Bailey, and what a welcoming that was. That's a gain on the play of 3. 2nd down and 7. The ball at the 44-yard line of BU. Foley calls signals. He goes back, slips the ball off to Benaglio out to the 45, across midfield to the 48-yard line, and that is a BU 1st down as Jeff Gardner comes up to make the tackle for the Blue Hens.
Well, the run and shoot has a few little twists to it here. A little draw play that time, and that worked very well. Again, right in the middle.
Oh, run and shoot, doing some running right now.
Yep.
And when you're looking for the pass all the time, and of course that was set up as a pass, a little bit of a draw play. 1st down at the Delaware 48. Now they're dropping off defensively. Foley back to throw. Little out pattern to the left. He's got Stevenson out there at the 45, and he's brought down immediately by McSeed after a gain of 3.
Delaware always sets up one way and then tries to disguise. That time they looked, then they were a man, and then they dropped back in zone. And Foley's experienced enough to know all of this. And, of course, with all those receivers, the timing patterns, he's able to find somebody open almost all the time.
Under a minute left now in the 1st quarter. The Blue Hens up 7-3. BU at the Delaware 45. Foley. Benaglio is the lone setback. He's got a tight end in there right now. That's Dedman. And Foley drops back to throw. Looking over the middle. He's got a man out there. That's Walker inside the 30. A nice catch at the 28-yard line. Chris Walker making a diving catch. And it's 1st and 10 BU at the Delaware 28.
That was a brilliant catch, a nice turn in down deep, and Foley hit him right on the money. He sets up nicely after a 3-step drop, zips it right over the line, and the man in the seam there makes the catch.
Right behind Jeff Gardner. That's a 17-yard pickup. Foley looks like he kind of short arms his passes a little bit, like he may not have the arm strength really to go deep down the field, but he sure can hit those short ones. 1st and 10 at the Delaware 28. Movement on the line for BU, and they're going to have this one marched off against them. We're down to 15 seconds left in this first quarter. Delaware hanging on to a 7-3 lead. It is its motion penalty against the Terriers. Ball back to the 33. False start on Boston University. See if we can pick out who did it. Looks like it was the tight end Deadman on this side, and he's not in the game enough to to get the countdown right. All right, it's now first down and 15. The ball back at the 33.
Too deep show on Delaware defensively.
Could be the last play of the quarter. Here's Benaglio. He's got the ball, and he's not going to get much. A couple of yards. He gets it down to the 30. On the bottom is, again, middle linebacker Ralph D'Angelo, and we have worked it down to the end of the first quarter. After one period of play,
right, Delaware's only had possession twice.
First, make it 2nd and 12 for BU. The ball at the 30-yard line. Delaware looking like they bring the linebackers. Now they'll throw it out to Stevenson, out to the 30, 25, down to the 21-yard line, and inside the 21 as Paul Williams and Darrell Green come up to make the tackle. They're going to spot it close to the 20. It's not a first down, but it's a nice gain by the BU Terriers.
Well, it's obvious to anybody that's watching this that the Delaware defense is stretched out because of that run and shoot with all those receivers, but the Delaware speed is making up for that vertical stretch and the horizontal stretch particularly.
Third down now and about 3, a short 3. Ball just outside the 20-yard line. Foley directing this run and shoot expertly to this point. He's back to throw. Gets drilled as he releases the ball, but it's caught down at the 6-yard line by Ed Manti. What a job by Foley to hang in there and throw the ball just before he was leveled. And throw it accurately. Manti's got it at the 6. Actually, they'll spot it. They'll probably call that the 5-yard line. Let's see who got to him. I couldn't even see who that was. Now we're going to see it one more time. It's D'Angelo, Ralph D'Angelo. And the ball will be officially spotted at the 5-yard line. First and goal, BU. Foley over center. Walker to the right. Benaglio, the lone setback. Delaware moves into the neutral zone. Foley back to throw. Lofts it up for Stevenson. He's got it. No, he drops the football in the end zone. Apparently, Mastrangelo was able to get back in time. Did they throw the flag? All right, now they've got it. They pulled the flag back in already, but is offside.
There's another
on
flag on the other side of the field.
All right, Mastrangelo is offside. We're going to try and sort all this out. They'll march it off half the distance to the goal line to just about to the 2. And it'll now be first and goal from the 2-yard line. Now Julian Dale, the sophomore, who's about 250 and under 6 feet in at the running back position. And he's got the football. He powers his way in there. They stack him up. Did he break the plane? There's been no signal yet. Apparently the ball is not over. Holbrook, the big lineman, is saying, but the referee is saying second down, and so is the linesman.
Well, when they sort out that pile up down there, they're liable to find Waldo at the bottom.
Well, they found something, and it's the football, and it's about 6 inches shy of the end zone. All right, here's the second down play. And again, Julian Dale is in there, the big fullback. See if Foley keeps it himself. Now he hands it off to Dale, and he's got a lane, and he's through and into the end zone for a Boston University touchdown. With 12:56 remaining second period, a 1-yard run by Julian Dale, and BU retakes the lead. Well, there wasn't much doubt. That's almost like the old Delaware days of last year and the previous 3 with Darrell Brown running it through. You're not likely going to stop him from 6 inches.
Just sheer bulk and strength alone will do it for a yard anyhow, or 6 inches.
Costello to try the extra point. Here's the snap. Kick is up, and the kick is good. There's a timeout on the field. With a score, BU 10 and Delaware 7. A cool day. Folks are dressed in jackets. Here's the kick. Kick's going to come down over the head of Coleman, who ran up on the ball, and it goes into the end zone and through the end zone, and Delaware will start on its own 20-yard line. Got some leg into that one, and Coleman looked like an outfielder misjudging a fly ball.
Boy, that time of possession is really piling up in favor of BU, and it paid off that time. They had ball control themselves all the way down, as Don points out, both the run, and that was more impressive than the passing, I think, in that drive.
Yeah, they really have mixed it up nicely. All right, here's Leo Hamlet. Both Conti and Batts are in there. A option play. Pitch goes to Williams. He's out to the 25, out to the 30. First down. Pat Williams, he gets about 12 on the play. Coming up to make the hit, Randy Smith, the free safety on that play. And nice little run by Pat Williams.
Give a lot of credit on that run, too, to Norm Coleman, who drove out the defender on that side. The way that thing will work, if you can find who's going to be the cheater, either the outside linebacker or the defensive end, and the halfback gets the right block, and he did that time, it comes for big yardage.
First and 10, Delaware at their own 32-yard line. Again, Conti and Batts wide left. And here is the inside counter to Williams. Bobbles the ball. He's got it again. 35 to the 40. Out to the 42-yard line. And that's where he's brought down at the 42. Making the tackle, Billy Arline, a cornerback. And near another first down. And it is a first down for Delaware. So back-to-back 10-plus yard gains by Pat Williams.
Isn't it amazing? No matter how many times any team will see the wing tee, if that counter is done as it should be done, proper execution, it's always going to work for some good yards.
Delaware has lived on the counter play for years, and of course BU hasn't seen it now in a couple of years. And back when they were defending it back then, they weren't defending it well. Here's the full house backfield. The run by Hamlet is going to get him out to about the 46-yard line, a pickup of about 4. Getting up slowly now for the BU Terriers. One of their defensive linemen, Khalid Riley, who came in place of McIntyre. Now replacing him is Ivan Padilla coming back.
Second and 6 for the Blue Hens.
McIntyre actually is back in the game. I shouldn't have spoken so soon. They got him wrapped up and he's in. So they didn't lose him. Blessing the tight end. It's now second down and about 6. Here's a quick looking pass to Blessing, but it turned him around and he couldn't hang on to the ball around the 45-yard line. That pass again behind Chuck Blessing. A quick little slant pass to the tight end, and he couldn't hang on.
Yeah, Hamlet's throwing bullets right there, but he's just a little bit off in his direction. If he gets that direction going and gets the pass on the right side, big yards.
Yeah, if he lays that in there, that's a caught pass, but Blessing had to turn behind him, and he couldn't make the play. Now it's a big play, third down and about 6. Hand off to Hebron up the middle of the 50 to the 45 to the 40. He's gone down the sidelines to the 20 to the 15, 10. He's into the end zone for a touchdown, Delaware. 54-yard run by Kai Hebron, and again he's picking his way through the inside handoff, and you know Hebron is the fullback. He's not skirting outside. He's got to find his way through there, and there were some fine blocks up front.
Just the difference now. You know, this is to not denigrate Darrell Brown last year, but here's a guy who's not nearly as big as Brown, but he has the moves to quickly step one side to the other on his angles and make those cuts. Beautiful run by Hebron.
Extra point attempt. Sean Leach. Kick is up. Kick is good. There's a timeout on the field. 11:22 to go in the first half. The PNC Bank timeout score. Delaware 14, BU 10. The time of possession is at least 2-1 in favor of BU right now, and Delaware's leading the game 14-10. So sometimes those statistics can be a little bit misleading. Here's the kick by Leach. He drills this one, and Wakey's going to take it to the 1-yard line. He's out to the 15, to the 20, out to the 23-yard line, and that's where he's knocked down. Chris Long making that tackle on the special teams for Delaware. So BU will put it into play. And that'll be at their own 23-yard line. And Kevin Foley, the quarterback, coming right out to start the offensive drive for the Terriers. And again, when they come out in the start of a new possession, they do it without benefit of a huddle. First and 10 at the 23. Benaglio is the lone setback. Back to throw, Foley. Looking down, throws it out of the backfield of Benaglio out to the 30-yard line. To the 35, he's undercut by Paul Williams, and he dives to the 35-yard line, and it's going to be a first down for the Terriers.
Oh, the Terriers just cleared out the underneath zone that time. They had against a 3-deep defense, sent everybody downfield, and the one guy is right underneath where there's nobody covering that underneath zone.
There was a linebacker in there, was Sean Lentz, and he couldn't catch up. So it's first and 10 at the BU 35-yard line. Lippy and Stevenson wide left. Walker and Manti to the right. The 4 wideouts for BU, and of course the linemen are in the blocking mode. Back to throw. He gets the ball out there. He's got Stevenson to the 45. It's a foot race, and Bailey throws him out of bounds by the neck at the 25-yard line, but he got past Kenny Bailey, the safety, and that speed of Stevenson is good for a 40-yard gain.
Foley caught Delaware in man defense, and the one guy just gets enough of a step on the defender to grab that pass. Well thrown by Foley against the man.
And the big gainer down to the 25-yard line with 10:43 remaining in the second quarter. First and 10 BU. Looking to get more. They trail it 14-10. Foley hands off to Julian Dale up the middle, and he is pulled down by Lentz. There's a flag on the play. He's inside the 20 to the 19-yard line, and let's check the flag. It'll be a hold on BU, and that's going to bring that play back.
But it'll be a holding call against the Terriers.
Foley's closing in on 200 yards in the air, and this was expected, but not quite this soon in the ball game, I wouldn't think, Don. A couple of big plays through the air have increased his total, of course.
He is just hitting everything he's throwing. He's hit about the last 7 or 8 in a row, I believe. Actually, maybe 9 in a row. I think they heard him say 16 of 19. He was 7 of 10 at one time. So the ball gets marched back to the Delaware 37. First down and 22. Foley has a little bit of a hole to dig out of here. But he drops back to throw, looking. Gets the ball away. It's caught by Walker inside the 25, down to the 22-yard line. Chris Walker making the catch. And that'll be a nice gain for the Terriers, but still obviously short of the first down. It's going to be second down and 7. The tight end Deadman in the lineup now, and Julian Dale, the 250-pound runner, in as the lone setback. Second down, 7. The ball at the Delaware 22. Back to throw again. Foley's got time. Now he's brought down from behind and tackled by Dennis Hume, who stops him and brings him down at the 24-yard line.
Foley made his read there on his first step drop back, but Delaware had everybody covered in the red zone there from the 20-yard line in, and Foley didn't have enough time before being knocked down.
Now, that was a coverage sack right there, Bill, because you're right. The coverage was very good by Delaware on that. He looked like he had time. Had somebody been open, certainly to throw the ball, but he never got rid of it because there was nobody open. And he's not a runner. We do know that he's not going to tuck the ball away and run. Ball at the 24, third down and 9. Back to throw again. Foley got a little pressure. Gets the ball out to Benaglio. Benaglio at the 20, down to the 15, inside the 10-yard line. And maybe the 9 is Koszelski and Kenny Bailey make the tackle, the 2 safeties, and it's a first down for the BU Terriers.
Number 20, Kenny Bailey on the stop. First down, Boston University.
Certainly time there again as he just threw the little outlet pass to his man coming out of the backfield, and then it was a matter of good running by Don Benaglio.
First and goal, ball on
Who
the
I think
9-yard line of Delaware.
Coach Dan Allen's got to be pleased he's found another good running back. First and goal. Ball at the 9. Here's a handoff to Dale. He pounds it into the 5, down to the 3-yard line. He's stopped by Dorrell Green and also Ralph D'Angelo down at the 3. 2nd and goal from the 3.
Already we're getting a feeling that whoever scores last in this ball game might be the winner. This thing's going back and forth, and we're going to see some points on that board before it's over.
And it's taking on that flavor. 2nd down, goal from the 3. 8:05 remaining in the first half. Hand off Dale, pounds it in, pushing, he is in for a touchdown as that surge pushed him in just by a little bit, and BU has taken the lead. 3-yard touchdown run by Julian Dale. He has both of the BU touchdowns as they go up 16-14 with 7:57 to go in the first half. Costello on to try the extra point. Here's a snap. Kick by Costello is up. It's low, but it's good. There's a timeout on the field. 7:57 left in the half. The PNC Bank timeout score. BU 17, Delaware 14.
Boston Braves years ago, it's score and counter score. 77 yards on that last drive.
Kickoff goes to Coleman. He picks it off. He's out to the 20, to the 23-yard line. And that's where Norm Coleman will come down at the 23. 1st and 10 Blue Hens. They'll put the ball in play right there. Delaware has been forced to punt just once, as has been BU. Coleman, or Leo Hamlet in. Hebron at fullback. He ran off the 54-yard touchdown a couple of moments ago. Wide left is Batts. Wide right is Eddie Conti. 1st and 10 Delaware at the 23. Man in motion is Williams. Handoff to Hebron up the middle. He's out across the 25-yard line to the 27, and that's where he's brought down.
We haven't seen Marvell Scott in there at fullback so far today, Don, and you get the feeling that Delaware might want to try and play a little smash mouth football here for a while, as they did against Villanova when Scott spearheaded that long drive, which was a clinic for the wing tee straight downfield with ball possession. That's what Delaware wants right now, to keep the ball for a while.
Pick up a 4 in that play. 2nd and 6 Delaware at the 27. Here's the option. Hamlet runs. There's a flag. He's still got the football across the 35-yard line to the 37, but there is a flag, and usually that means no good for Delaware and probably a hold on the option. They're walking back in that direction. The official shows us illegal motion, a motion penalty on Delaware. That negates a nice little run by Leo Hamlet that would have picked up the 1st down. So it'll be 2nd down play and about 11.
Those are those little irritating penalties, motion that you figure shouldn't happen no matter how early in the season you are. Those are mental mistakes.
Ball will go back to the 22-yard line, and Delaware will have a 2nd down play from there. Mostly overcast conditions here in Boston today, and very cool, unseasonably cool. Here is the rollout left. Hamlet looks, he's got time. He overthrows Courtney Batts at the 32. He had Courtney out there wide open, and he overthrew him. The coverage out there by Jason Ross, but he didn't have to be up on him that much because that throw is just too high for Batts to pull down. 3rd down and 11, 6:59 left in the first half. Well, Leo had a man out there, just couldn't get it to him. Now he's got Conti and Batts wide left. 3rd and 11. And now Leo Hamlet looks around and says, I think we better call a timeout. So 6:59 remaining in this first half, and the Blue Hens trying to pull themselves relatively deep out of their own territory at the 22-yard line. And Bill, we ought to mention we received word that Courtney Batts' tragedy in his family. We want to express our condolences to Courtney and his family. We understand a brother of his passed away, I believe it was on Thursday. He didn't make the trip when the team did. He came up yesterday up in New York State. His brother, young man of about, I believe, 31 years old, I heard, passed away of a heart attack. I believe left 3 kids and another on the way. And so we certainly express our condolences to Courtney Batts and his family. So he's playing this game with a rather heavy heart, I'd say. I mean, it's tough to get everything into it in a game like on a day like today for Courtney Batts, but he's out there playing, and we wish him the best.
I'm sure he gets plenty of support from his coaches and teammates as well.
And now he's wide left. Coleman is to the right, split right, and Marvell Scott in at fullback. Hamlet goes back to throw. He's going to run out of trouble. Still looking, throws it away. He's got Batts. Batts can't hang on as he is hit hard on the play. Coming up to make that hit is Chad Ritchie. Drills Courtney Batts from behind, and Courtney drops the football, and that means a punting situation.
I don't know whether Courtney was his primary receiver, but watch Eddie Conti. He goes down to the sideline. He was wide open, but he never looked at Conti. He went right for Batts, who must have been the primary receiver. But over on the left sideline was Eddie Conti, wide open.
Well, Courtney had the ball in his hands, but he was drilled and just didn't hang on. Here's the kick by White, and it's a good one. It's going to come down to Wakey at the 41. He's hit, is fumbled. The ball is loose. It's covered by Delaware at the 36-yard line. Delaware's got the football. There's a flag on the play. Lentz covering the ball, and we're going to see what this call is. But Delaware initially covering the football. Let's see what the official says.
Well, we've had a couple of those fair catch calls in a couple of games that we've already seen.
Here's, we're looking at it again, and he's got one.
That's very close.
It's very close.
Very close.
Judgment call. That could have gone either way. Falling on the ball was Kenny Bailey. And it's not going to
Leach was happy about that, but he may not be too happy long.
Not going to stay in Delaware's possession.
Nope.
It looked like they covered it. That was a very, very close call. Saying they didn't give him enough room. That was more than one step, but probably less than a full two, which is what you're to give him. We'll look at it one more time, and there's the one step. There's a second. He dropped the football. Ball seemed to be loose at that point. All right, here's the first down play at the 48 of BU. They've got the ball and a 17-14 lead. Foley, the quarterback. Lone setback, Spinaglio. Back to throw. Foley, he's got time. He throws it down the field. He's got man tie, and he drops it at the 27. Paul Williams in coverage, but he had the ball. He just didn't hang on. Ed Manti down the field. That's about, I think, the longest that he's thrown the ball down the field today.
Just a fly pattern down the right side, and he even had to hold up a little bit before the ball got there in double coverage, but that ball could have been caught.
Passed just a little bit behind Manti, but he could have had that one, and I'm sure he's thinking the same thing. Second down and 10 at the 48. Walker and Manti are wide right, Stevenson and Lippy wide left. Delaware looking like they're going to bring some linebackers here, and they do. Here comes Hugh, doesn't get to him. The little out pattern goes to Walker. He drops the football, incomplete. He again, that's the second time Walker has run before he caught the ball.
Paul Williams again playing one of those ferocious games that he's capable of, and more so than ever. He came over to make a big hit there, and I'm sure the receiver felt that one and felt footsteps as well. We've got a penalty marker on the field.
Penalty against BU. Now it's going to be a question, do they take this play or not? Talking it over with Ralph D'Angelo, the middle linebacker. They will walk it off. No, it's the big one. It'll be a hold. It is a hold. So they take the 10 yards, and they'll replay the down. Second down and about 23, it looks like. Ball back, and now at the 35-yard line. So Kevin Foley with a longer job ahead of him. And 5 receivers in the game right now. Dan Hanafin is in the lineup now.
Delaware's too deep here against those 5 receivers, covering those 5 underneath zones again against the short stuff.
Foley drops straight back. Some pressure on him. He gets the ball away. A man out there is caught. Hanafin inside the 30 to the 25. And a beautifully thrown pass by Foley. And BU is deep in Delaware territory. That's a 40-yard play to Dan Hanafin, a wide receiver, a freshman. And he has got BU in good position. inside the Delaware 25 at the 23.
Delaware's green covering on that play. Looks like he went for the ball, and I don't know whether he touched it or not. Let's see if we can catch a read on this or not. Here comes the pass. There's green covering out there. He did go for the ball.
Boy, that was well thrown, though. 1st and 10, BU at the Delaware 23. He's going to hand off to Benaglio. Benaglio sweeps inside the 20 to the 19, and another flag thrown on this play. And that's a gain of 4 yards on this play by Don Benaglio, but let's check out the penalty. Penalty will be against BU. Another hold on that sweep left, so that'll march it back. And BU is starting to hurt itself a little bit with penalties. We have exactly 6 minutes to play in the first half, and the Terriers leading Delaware 17-14. That'll push the ball back to the 29-yard line.
With a 10-yard hold on the offense from the flag, it's still first down.
And it'll still be first down for the Terriers. Foley has been accurate even when the ball has been incomplete. More of a case of the receiver running without the ball or missing a pass he should have caught. First down. The 29, back to throw, looks for somebody out of the backfield, now throws it downfield over the head of Stevenson at the 9-yard line and out of bounds, incomplete. Now that was a case, that was one of the few really poor passes he's thrown. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 16. At time, got the ball away, and he knew it, that he missed his man, and that would have been inside, would have been a 1st and goal inside the 10. So Kevin Foley not happy with himself on that play. 2nd down. Foley with receivers, 2 on each side. Some pressure, gets the ball away. It's tipped and knocked down by Jeff Gardner, intended for Stevenson at the 13. Nice play by Gardner, the linebacker. He got back in coverage. Here's the throw. We can see it again. The throw is out there. It was there, but Gardner makes a great play on the ball.
Yeah, that was a big save there. Linebacker play has been especially strong for Delaware this year. All those injuries last year, it helped them in a way, certainly as far as depth is concerned.
Build them up so that they really have almost 2 full units of quality linebackers. Ball at the 29, 3rd down. Foley trying to drive the Terriers in for another score. Back to throw, lofts it up there. He's got Lippy out there. Lippy makes the catch at the 1-yard line over Paul Williams.
Williams could not have covered any better. He would have had to have been 7 feet tall in order to knock that pass away. He was going for the ball just as was Lippy, and he was right in his lap and in his arms, but Lippy just was a little bit taller and grabbed the ball right out of Williams' grasp.
Lippy goes 6'1", and Paul Williams is 5'9", and it was just thrown up there for the taller man to get, and Lippy got it. And that, of course, has happened in the past to Delaware, but a lot of times the coverage wouldn't be that good. This time the coverage was good. Paul was on his man, but unfortunately the pass was high enough that Paul couldn't get up and get it. And Williams is going off. He's a little bit shaken up, apparently. He's going to walk off the field. Derek Underwood comes in. Jamie Bell's in now at a cornerback position. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 1. We have 5:33 to go, and BU trying to stretch their 3-point lead. This has been a seesaw game the whole first half. Stevenson looking over and holding his arms out like he doesn't know what's going on, and now BU is ready for the play. 1st and goal, Julian Dale in there at tailback, 250 pounds. Foley, hand off to Dale. He's hit, but he squeezes in. He's into the end zone, and BU's got another touchdown. 5:11 to play in the first half. Julian Dale has scored his 3rd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, don't put Dale in there as a decoy. This big tank, when he's 2-3 yards away, you know he's going to make a run for it, and he's done it now, as Don said, 3 times in the game.
And kicking, it'll be Brad Costello for the extra point. Trying to give BU a 10-point first half lead. Dane Allen trying for his first win ever over Delaware. Snap is low, but they recover. The kick is up, but it's wide. No good. And there's a timeout on the field. The PNC Bank.
Again, back at the BU 48-yard line, so that drive covers 52 yards. Foley continued to be most effective, and of course when they get down inside the 5, it's give it to Dale, and Dale has done it 3 times in a row now, and Delaware once again has got to get something going here. They did very well their first possession, but since then it's either been 3 and out or just simply not unable to move the ball.
Well, Coach Dan Allen happy with Julian Dale, who scored 3 touchdowns. He told me earlier he was out of shape, but didn't need to be in a lot of shape to go 1 yard. There's the kick by Costello. Comes down to Williams at the 4. That's Pat Williams out of the 15 to the 20. Still on his feet out to the 28-yard line, and that's where Delaware will start this series. Blue Hens have moved the ball effectively for the most part. It looked like they were going to get another chance in BU territory off of the punt. The official flag Delaware for not giving Wakey enough room to make the fair catch. Blue Hens will start it from their own 28-yard line, down by 9, 23-14. Batts and Conte will be wide right. Marvell Scott is the fullback. Marvell on the fake to him. Here's a throw. It's to Conte behind him. He makes a diving catch behind him, and he caught it out at the 38-yard line. Let's see where they spot it. It's going to be close to a first down. They may measure. That's Leo Hamlet's first completion of the day. He's only 1 out of 5. And let's see where they're going to have to bring in the chains and measure this one.
Took a great grab by Conte, to make that first completion. Conte's playing with a bit of a sore back, but talking to him yesterday at the airport, he said, I'm fine, I'll make a grab, and he gets the first one of Hamlet's passes.
Ooh, about an inch or 2, and that's it. There is the measurement. We can see it. It's short by not much. So it'll be second down in inches for Delaware out at their own 38-yard line, and Delaware would certainly not wanting to throw the ball too much today, especially with this gusty wind that we've got here at Nickerson Field.
Well, Delaware down 10 points, but there's plenty of hope left, and you know what hope is? That feathered thing that sits in the soul and sings the song without any words and never stops at all. And that's what Delaware is going to do. They're never going to stop at all.
I'm speechless after that. Here's Hamlet running the football. He's got the first out to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, and he's inside the 35-yard line. Run out of bounds at the 33. Leo Hamlet, as he faked into the line, turns the corner for 29 yards. Here we get it on the replay. Wow, that was quite a burst of speed by Hamlet. Nice job as they fighting for the outside pitch on that play was Roger Harriet, and the pitch never came. Bill, I want you to repeat that a little later on in this broadcast.
I'll do it for you now.
So I can write it down.
It won't take too long. That's Emily Dickinson.
Okay. Here's the handoff. Inside it goes to Williams, inside the 25 to the 24. Good first down gain, and that's close to a first down, depending on where they spot it. They may spot it at the 23. And I think Delaware got a generous spot on that, and they get a first down. Let's watch this one again as well, because nice fake to Marvell Scott. Quick burst by Pat Williams, and I think he stretched the ball out. They got a benefit of the spot, but they've got a first down at the 23. So the Blue Hens grinding it out now and see if they can punch it in. Here's the handoff to Scott up the middle. He's inside the 20. Gets about 3 on the first down play after faking up the middle. This time they hand it off to Marvell, and he's got 3. He's inside the 20-yard line. It'll be a second down and 7. Emily Dickinson, huh?
Emily's the gal who lived up here, you know, in Amherst.
Oh, the one whose sign we always see for her house.
You can never get in.
Yep. Long lines, I guess. Here's the option play by Hamlin. Oh, he is snowed under. Back at the 22-yard line. Coming up quickly to make that hit is Ed Raffoni, the linebacker. And he's one of these smallish linebackers. He goes 5'11", 206. And he just shot the gap on that play.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, nobody picked him up at all.
That's the cheater, they call him sometimes, and they never spotted him at all. Quick, aggressive, big hit.
So it'll be third down now, and about 10. It's back at the original line of scrimmage at the 23. Hamlet drops straight back on 3rd and 10. Throws the ball over the middle. He's got a man in the end zone. Courtney Batts for a touchdown, Delaware. 23 yards. Courtney Batts was wide open in the end zone on the straight drop back, and the Blue Hens are now back to within 3.
Hamlet had him as his primary receiver all the time. That was a post pattern run by Batts. Hamlet just stood there. He waited. He didn't look any place else except right over the middle. And as you say, Don, he was wide open. Batts for the TD.
All right, the Blue Hens now trying to get within 2 on the extra point by Sean Leach. Here's the snap. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Blue Hens have reduced the margin to less than a field goal now. It's 23-21 on the extra point. That is good. And so, Bill, you called it earlier. It could be who's got the ball last in this football game. And we had talked about it earlier that this was going to be most likely a high-scoring football game. Who could stop the other offense? And so far, the answer to that is neither team's been able to stop the other offense.
That's about right.
It's just been a wild game, and now we'll get a chance to look at the touchdown catch. And as you mentioned, the post pattern over the middle, wide open. Batts was just standing alone in the end zone. He wasn't even on the route at that point. So a lot of time by Leo Hamlet. Good protection by the offensive line, Chris Coupon, and a number of those young men up front who don't get much notice, but they are the reason the wing T offense runs the way it does.
Well, here we are, Don. It's kickoff, score, kickoff, score, kickoff, score. And now we're down to a 72-yard quick drive, that time by Delaware. But my goodness, the points are adding up. We've already got 43 of them on the board, and still 3 minutes and a tick remaining in the first half.
What'll really be interesting is the time of possession at halftime, because BU's got to have it twice as long. Here's the kick by Leach. Wakey's going to take it in at the 10-yard line. He's got a wall. He gets it out to the 25, to the 29-yard line. And that's where the Terriers will start that run and shoot offense again at their own 29. So far, Delaware's not had the solution to that quick passing game. BU's thrown it 25 or to 30 times already, I guess. 26 times. 20 for 26, 292, almost 300 yards passing. We're not at halftime yet. All right, here's the first down play. Foley fakes to Benaglio, back to throw. He's got time, gets it away. He overthrows his man. That's Dedman, the tight end, at the 45-yard line. And that was a rare case of not a good throw by the quarterback, Kevin Foley.
Well, that time Foley got a pretty good belt by Mark Hondrew. You'll remember for a little while, too. This is what Delaware's been trying to do, but as we pointed out earlier, when you got a guy that steps back in his drop maybe 2-3 steps or sometimes 5, you just can't get to him.
2:50 left in the half. Delaware down 23-21 to the BU Terriers. And BU's got the ball at their own 29. Second down 10. Here's a handoff to Benaglio. He's right at the 30, and oh, is he met there by Koshelski. Now check it, that's Gardner. Jeff Gardner and Josh Mastrangelo coming up to make a quick hit. He'll push it out to about the 31. That's a gain of 2, but it'll be third down and 8.
Mastrangelo's made a very, very nice conversion from line back to defensive end, and he's been doing a good job since the season began.
Third down and 8 at the 31-yard line. Foley. As BU out there in the red jerseys. Drops straight back. Got pressure. A little outlet pass to Benaglio. To the 33, and he's hit by Kenny Bailey. What a job by Bailey to read the route that Benaglio was taking on that. He only gets a couple of yards out of it, and BU will be forced to punt the football.
Not only that, but Bailey was blocked on the play and got up and made the stop as we got a guy injured, 2 of them. One was McSeed. He's okay. A BU player is on the deck.
See if we can see who that is. That's one of the linemen. Corey Barber is down, and he's being attended to. We have 1:57 left in this first half, and Delaware is down by 2 points, 23-21. Let's take this moment to remind you about something coming up October 13th, the MBNA Blue Hens Celebrity Golf Classic presented by Legg Mason. It is a great golf tournament, as Bill and I can attest. You'd probably like to join New York Mets manager Dallas Green, a number of Delaware sports legends, Flyers, Eagles, and Sixers greats, as well as Bill Pfeiffer at the 4th annual MBNA Blue Hen Golf Classic, October 13th at the DuPont, Deerfield, and Brandywine Country Clubs. Women golfers are encouraged to join LPGA professional Cindy Rarick in our expanded women's division, sponsored by Delaware Radiology Specialists. Following an afternoon of golf with alumni and friends, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Delaware hosts a festive cocktail reception and celebrity auction where you can bid on items like a Joe Montana football, an Aspen vacation, or golfing at some of the world's top golf courses. All of the proceeds benefit the University of Delaware's Athletic Scholarship Fund. If you'd like more information on the MBNA Blue Hen Golf Classic presented by Legg Mason, call area code 610-565-GOLF. That's 610-565-GOLF. The MBNA Blue Hen Golf Classic is produced by Executive Diversions Incorporated.
Boy, this is college football as it should be, isn't it, Don? I mean, from the weather right on down to the exciting play on the field, the bands, the crowd here at Nickerson Field in Old Beantown, Boston, USA, and we're seeing some kind of great game.
And the Blue Hens get a chance to maybe take the lead with a little less than 2 minutes here in the first half, as Costello is back to kick and Conte back at his own 30 to receive. This one's a low punt. It's driving Conte back to the 24. He's got it. He's out to the 30. Heads for the sidelines. Out to the 40-yard line. That's where he is knocked out of bounds, and that's where Delaware will take over. Let's check the Metro Auto Parts College Scoreboard Football update. And here's some scores. Halftime. James Madison and Villanova all tied up at 14. UMass leads Northeastern in the second, 7-3. William and Mary now leading New Hampshire 20-0. Bill Bowe's crew in danger of going 0-3. Brown leads Rhode Island 10-7 in the second quarter. Penn 21, Lafayette nothing in the second. Here's the first down play. Hamlet back to throw. Looks down the field. Got a man out there. Bats overthrows him at the 30-yard line. Just a little too long. Boy, again, he had the coverage beat, and that could have been 6 for Delaware.
Yep, another post pattern, and Bats was flying down there. Had a step or two on the defender. Pass just a touch overthrown. Look at him reaching for that. And Bats is an outfielder, infielder in baseball, and if he can't catch one like that, nobody is.
And that was, he was about 3-4 yards behind the coverage on that play. So it'll be second down, 1:41 to go in the half. Second and 10 at the 40. Bats drops straight back again. He's looking for the out pattern. There he's got Conte at the 50. He's down to the 47-yard line, and that's a first down for the Blue Hens at the BU 47. Arline, Billy Arline making the tackle from his cornerback position at the 47.
Clock running down, though, minute 33.
Conte's right, Bats to the left, back to throw. Swing pass out of the backfield. That's Hebron. 45 to the 40, still on the sideline to the 30. Knocked out of bounds at the 28-yard line. A big gainer for the Blue Hens again, with Kai Hebron out of the backfield from his fullback position.
Perfect play by the Blue Hens. Out pattern, catch it in the flat, run as long as you can inbound, step out of bounds, stop the clock.
And Kai Hebron, as you could maybe see, bobbled the football momentarily, but recovered, and he's down to the 28-yard line. First and 10, Delaware. Back to throw again. Hamlet looks down the field. A lot of time. Man out there. Pat Williams got it. And he's into the end zone for a touchdown, Delaware. These guys got to get different names. And one's got to be Bill and Pat, or Bill and Paul.
Well,
Pat Williams.
One of them's got dimples, Don, but I don't think you can see it from
see
here.
It with a helmet. That was a beautiful throw by Leo Hamlet and a great catch by Pat Williams, who went high in the air. 28-yard catch and throw. Hamlet to Pat Williams. Wow.
As we say, and I guess we can say it for the rest of the day, is this great college football or what?
Well, we knew it was going to be high scoring, and it has not disappointed us or the crowd. Delaware will go for 2. Here's the inside handoff to Pat Williams. He's not going to get it. So our score will remain a 4-point margin, but Delaware has taken the lead with 1:14 remaining. And wow, this has been a crazy football game. And, you know, I don't understand it, Bill. Some people prefer to watch those professional games that end up 10-7 and 13-7. But when you can watch college football and it's 27-23, and they're playing hard, and there's a lot of talent out there, why would you watch anything other than college?
I don't know. You know, if the pace continues like this, Don, in the second half, we're going to have both of these coaches yelling down to the engine room for more steam, because this just can't go on at this high-powered pace, but maybe it can. If so, all the better for all of us watching it.
We've got another score that we did not pass along to you at Dover at halftime. Liberty leading Delaware State 27-7. Bill Collick's crew in danger of going 0-3 to start the season. Been a while since that's happened. Pat Williams making the catch, and we're getting another view on the replay, and Roger Harriet was the defender that he beat, and I'll tell you, Pat Williams went way in the air for that reception. These kids are great athletes on this Delaware football team. Here's the kickoff by Sean Leach. It's going to come down to Wakey at the 6-yard line, out to the 15, to the 20, still on his feet, to the 24-yard line. And now the pressure on the Delaware defense with 1:08 to go in the half to try to do what they did the last time BU had the ball, and that's keep the Terriers from scoring. Not a bad day here at Nickerson Field. A little bit cool. This is something we're usually seeing more in October, but it is the first day of fall. We are reminded by our producer Robin Bryson, who keeps note of such things. 1st and 10, BU at the 24-yard line. Back to throw, 2-step drop, pass complete to Manti over the middle, out to the 40-yard line. First down, Boston University. And that was against some pretty good coverage. A lot of white jerseys out there, but Manti had it at the 40.
Well, Foley looked left. He saw coverage over there was pretty good. Spins around. He knows he's going to have somebody in the other flat. Made connection.
And the coverage there was by a linebacker, Gardner. So Manti beat the linebacker. Here's a little out pass to Benaglio to the 45 to midfield. Knocked out of bounds at the 48-yard line, or 47 of Delaware.
Well, you got to give him the underneath. You got to protect on the long bomb here with that kind of time remaining in the lead. But sometimes the underneath is going to pick up big yardage, and that one sure did.
Now, Benaglio was so wide open that everybody had dropped off, and nobody was watching the lone setback in the backfield. Linebackers had all backpedaled. Benaglio made the play, and he got into Delaware territory before being run out of bounds. Ball at the Delaware 47, 1st and 10. Kevin Foley done a fine job at quarterback. Back to throw. Pressure. He's under. He goes down. And the ball is loose, but BU covers it. Foley actually comes back up with the ball, and he's knocked down way back at his own 48-yard line.
Had a lot of people in there for Delaware on that play.
Yeah, that pocket just collapsed around Kevin Foley on that play as the white shirts just pushed back the lineman. We're down to 28 seconds left in the first half, and the situation is this: 2nd down and 15 at the BU 48. That offensive line can only hold up for so long, and the pressure on the play coming from Mastrangelo and also Dennis Hume. The ball popped out, but it came right back to Foley as he went down. Delaware's defense off on the side talking with the coaching staff. And the BU offense trickling back onto the field. They're going to flood everything out there because Hannafin is also ready to come out. When he comes out, that means you've got 5 wide receivers. And he's coming out onto the field along with Wakey. Wakey's coming out too. And Manti Lippy is not in the lineup. But they've got 5 wide outs. It's now 2nd down and 15 with 28 seconds remaining in this first half. Foley over center. Back to throw. Here comes the line coming at him. There's the throw out there. He's got a man out there. Is Wakey. He's run out of bounds at the Delaware 35-yard line. And it'll be a first down for BU. And that one only took 6 seconds off the clock.
No matter how many seconds remain, it seems that it would be enough for Foley if he wants to connect and score.
Now, Wakey wide open out there. Paul Williams playing off him. First and 10 at the Delaware 35. We have 22 seconds remaining in the half, and Delaware's lead is 4, 27-24. Defense might feel like it's been on the field for a long time for Delaware, because they have. Back to throw. Throw is a little bit low and dropped by Wakey. It was at his shoe tops at the 32. He got hit immediately by Koscielski, and he couldn't hang on.
Delaware had the blitz going again that time from outside. Boulitis got inside a little bit. So did Handru. Put a little more pressure on Foley than he's accustomed to. And I think this guy just has some fine pass protection. Danell has done a nice job getting people up front who are going to protect that quarterback.
That play took 3 seconds. 19 seconds remaining in the half. The lineman in the up position. There's nobody in the backfield besides Foley. No running backs. Here's the blitz. They pick it up. The pass dropped by Manti at the 29.
These
that
guys
ball was there.
Yeah, these guys seem to be a little anxious now, Don. They know they're going to catch the ball, but they're ready to run with it before they catch it. That's twice now.
And that one took 3, but it was incomplete. So it's 3rd down and 10 and 16 seconds remaining. Now they've put 2 out to the right, 3 to the wide side of the field left, and Foley will drop back in shotgun formation. Here's the snap. Foley looks down the field, gets it away, throws it out there, knocked away by Koscielski, intended for Lippy down around the 12. And it'll be 4th down with 11 seconds remaining in the half.
Here comes their place kicker onto the field.
Now this is going to be a long one.
He's got a little wind behind him, though.
They're going to spot the ball, it looks like, at the 41 or 42-yard line. That'll make it a 52-yard field goal attempt. Wakey is the holder, and Costello from the right hash mark will try a 52-yard field goal. Delaware does not want to be offsides here. Here's the kick. It's up. It is going to come up short and to the left. So this kick by Brad Costello no good, with 7 seconds remaining in the first half. So it looks as if, barring some disastrous play, that Delaware will go into the locker with a 4-point halftime lead. And about 5 minutes ago, that didn't look like it was going to happen. They were down 23-14.
Yeah, that was a pretty good defensive stand right there by the Blue Hens. Good coverage despite all of that flooding of zones and all the rest of it that Foley can do with his timing pattern, short outs and so forth. Delaware seems to be getting itself adjusted a little bit more. And now they've got the ball.
1st and 10, 35. Hamlet goes back to throw. He's in trouble. He's just going to go down at the 20-yard line. And that's going to do it, as Leo took a rather large sack on that play of about 14 or 15 yards. But that's going to do it. We have come to the end of the first half. With a score, Delaware 27 and Boston University 20.
Of last season with 5 wins and a tie. So far this year, he is 2-0 as the Delaware quarterback. And right now trying to make it 3-0, but a lot of excitement certainly lies ahead in this one.
Yeah, it's interesting. The same guy that had that crisis in confidence a year ago when being pulled from the William & Mary game is now a supremely confident quarterback. 5 out of his last 6 through the air in the first half after missing his first 4. All right, Costello will kick off. We get the second half underway. The kick is up, and Eddie Conti is deep back at the 5-yard line. That's where he'll take it. He's out to the 15, to the 20, and he's corralled down at the 23-yard line. Blue Hens will start it from there. Delaware, of course, with 2 fine wideouts in Batts and Conti, and I believe, Bill, we have seen the 2 of them in the game more today than we have all season long.
Yes. Conti's listed at 5'9", 164. That's an exaggeration, 2 inches high and 10 to 15 pounds too much, I would think. He's the littlest guy on the field.
Well, they'll start out with a tight end, though, and only one wide out. The tight end is Blessing on the left side. 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Hebron. He goes off right tackle in a little slant play, and he's out across the 25 to the 26-yard line, and that is a pickup of 4 yards to start the second half. Delaware and BU both 2-0 coming into this game, both having Yankee Conference title aspirations, although neither was picked by the media early on to win their division. Here's the counter play again to Pat Williams. Pat is out to the 29-yard line. That's a pickup of 3. That's the smallest gain the counter has managed so far in the game. But it does get them out now to a 3rd down and 3 situation. BU has a 2-year run here where they won 21 games over the last 2 years, not counting the 2-0 start this year. 3rd down play, handoff Hebron. Hebron's just about got the first down. He is drilled by Thornton, and let's see where they spot the ball. It'll be close. He's out at the 32-yard line, and I think he's got the first down, and it is a first. And I'll tell you what, though,
that has to be a little generous spot, I would think, there. I don't know.
Lex Thornton came up and just hammered Kai Hebron, but he got the first down. Marvell Scott now comes in. Hebron is okay. He's running off, and he did a good job to get the first down.
That was a very important play. Anytime that you have 3rd and short yardage and you want to keep a drive going deep in your own territory, you need a big guy to do it.
First down at the 33. Hamlet, little throw out of the backfield to Marvell Scott. He's not going to get anything. He just gets it back to the line of scrimmage before he is brought down by Queasy Moody, one of the defensive linemen who came out to make that play, along with Keith Thomas, the outside linebacker. And that's just about back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Again, Delaware this year, more than any year that I can remember, throws sparingly to the halfbacks. Of course, they've got Conti and Batts, and those are the prime targets.
2nd down 10, ball at the 33. Handoff right up the middle to Hebron again. He gets it to the 35-yard line. That's a gain of 2. McIntyre and Moody, a couple of redshirt freshman defensive linemen making the stop, a pickup of 2, and it's 3rd down and 8.
Well, that's tough. 3rd and 8. When you're at your own 35, you had hopes for some ball control here and more of that smash mouth football on a long drive. But 3rd and 8, big play, and what's the decision coming up here from the sideline?
Well, both Conti and Batts are wide left. Marvell Scott, the fullback. Slot left is Williams. He goes in motion. Roll out left. Hamlet looks, throws, gets the ball away. It's up in the air. It's caught by a lineman after being tipped. That's Bullets. Makes the catch. It'll be short of the first, but Keith Bullets. Check it. It's not Bullets. Thought it was. Not Bullets at all. Making it. That's big old Steve Archibald. Archibald makes the catch, coming forward at the 38-yard line. I thought it was the center, but Steve Archibald, the biggest lineman at about 285, makes that catch, but it's short of the first. You know, he's got something to tell his family and friends about. Back the kick, White, not a particularly good one. It's going to angle off and bounce at the 31 and bounce out of bounds at the 32. It went backwards, and BU will have decent field position, their own 32-yard line, as they take over for the first time in the second half. So the BU defense can feel pretty good about having stopped Delaware with 1 first down in the second half and forcing them to punt. So Kevin Foley back in. He of the University of Maryland follows Robert Doherty, who we never had a chance to see. Had 2 great years here at BU. 1st and 10. The Terriers. Benaglio is the setback. He's not a bad running back, especially in this system. Back to throw Foley. He gets the ball away. It's almost picked off by Kenny Bailey in front of Walker, and that was an ill-advised throw by Foley. Boy, I'll tell you, Bailey was standing waiting for that.
Yes, he was, and he had clear route down that right sideline if he did manage to pick it off. You know, Foley and BU have scored on all but 3 of their possessions so far in the football game, and that doesn't bode too well for Delaware.
Bailey went high for that one and really should have picked it off. He just let it slip through his hand. 2nd down and 10. The ball at the BU 32. Foley's going to fake to Benaglio. He goes back to throw, gets it out. He's got his man. That's Manti separated from the football, but he comes up with it at the 38-yard line. He had the ball, and boy, he was knocked into the next county, I think, and did fall back on top of it. They're going to spot the ball at the 37-yard line. A gain of about 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 5. And boy, I'll tell you, Ed Manti may not be exactly sure where he is, but he's going to stay in the game. 3rd and 5. Delaware making the hit quickly, usually after each reception. And so every gain virtually has been a short one today. And now he's back to throw again. Here's the throw. He's got a man over the middle. That's Manti, and he's got the 1st down at the 43-yard line as Foley was hit by Hondru right after releasing the ball. But he got it away, and it's a 1st down for BU.
Delaware has not used much of a nickel defense in the ball game, only on a couple of occasions. They're relying on the linebackers, 4 down men, and of course that's Swift secondary to try, and I say try, and contain Foley. And
they're trying to shuffle them around a little bit to keep their legs fresh in there. Jamie Bell at one corner right now. Here's the 1st and 10 play from the 43. Hand off to Benaglio. He goes wide, but he is tackled immediately by Gardner back at the 40. That's a loss of 3. Oh, Jeff Gardner's playing a nice game.
He is indeed. That was a nice play. He eluded a block at the line of scrimmage, came through and used his speed to pull down the ball carrier.
Jeff Gardner has been great against the run, and he's also done a good job in coverage in this game. And he's a linebacker. He's about 6'1", 225, but he's got some speed to him. 2nd down and 13. Back to throw. Now, hand off. He slips the ball to Benaglio. Benaglio out to the 40, to the 45, to the 48-yard line. And Hondru, Bailey, Williams, McSeed all making the tackle out at the 48. So, pretty good pickup, but still well short of the 1st down. It's going to be 3rd and about 5.
Now, Delaware secondary right now, you've got Bell and Williams at the corners, Michalski and now Green is in there at the safeties.
3rd down play. Last 3rd down play hit him for 6 yards for a 1st. Now here's Foley again over center. Drops straight back. Little throw. It goes to Lippy, and Lippy's going to come up short at the 49 of Delaware. It's 2 yards shy of the 1st. So it'll be 4th down and 2 in Delaware territory, but nonetheless short, and that's going to bring in the punting unit.
Pretty good stand there defensively by the Blue Hens.
Lights are on at Nickerson Field, as it really has gotten overcast again today. All right, here's a punt by Costello, and deep is Eddie Conti. Costello doesn't stand real deep. Gets the snap, pressure, gets the ball off, end over end. Conti comes up, stumbles, it hits, he didn't touch it. They're going to down it at the 6, still rolling at the 15-yard line, make that the 11-yard line, and there's a timeout on the field. The PNC Bank timeout score, Delaware 27 and BU 23. Rhode Island has taken a 14-10 lead over Brown at the half. Harvard 7, Colgate nothing in the 2nd. Holy Cross and Cornell tied at 7 in the 3rd, and Penn 28, Lafayette nothing at halftime. Delaware's got it. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Here's the handoff. It goes to Williams. Williams cuts out to the 14-yard line, and that's where he's brought down by BU. And they're going to spot it actually at the 13, so that's a gain of about 2 yards. 2nd down and 8.
Here's where that Delaware offensive line has to step up and make itself known. I mean, Bullets at center and Trossel and Pine at the guards, Kumpan and Archibald at the tackles. These guys are important if they want to keep ball control and keep this thing going on the ground up the middle.
7:35 left, 3rd quarter. Nobody has scored in the 2nd half yet after a high-scoring 1st half. Here's Hamill on the option, pitches it to Coleman. Coleman out to the 15, He's slowed down. He cuts back just about to the 19-yard line and really looked like he was going to get a whole lot more out of it than he did. Billy Arline, the quarterback, coming up to make the stop on that play, gets about 6 yards out of it, but he's going to come up shy of the first by 1.5 yards or so, maybe a yard, almost out to the 20, where they'll spot the ball to be 3rd down and 1.
He had Pat Williams out there in front of him, but Pat had an obstacle there that included 2 defenders, and he hit both of them at the same time, but bounced off, couldn't handle them.
Yeah, there are too many red shirts for one blocker to take on out there. Coleman just had to come to a complete stop and try to change direction. They get it near the 20, though. Here's the 3rd down and 1 play. The handoff goes to Coleman. Spun back in. I think he's going to get the first down. He spun it out to the 21-yard line, and that should be enough for the first, and it is. So the Blue Hens get another first down and also push it out past the 20-yard line in the process.
Now the Hens keep a drive going like this with ball control. They'll start adding up some possession time, in which they have fallen behind considerably. Almost 2 to 1, wasn't it?
Yeah. The ball's now spotted at the 22 of Delaware. So the Blue Hens working from their 22 with a first down play. Here's the Hamlin option play. Pitches, it goes back to Williams. Williams out to the 25, 30, out to the 40, to the sideline, to the 47-yard line. And that's where he's knocked out of bounds at the 47. So a big gain by Delaware. That's a 24-yard gain. Nice run by Pat Williams on the option. And again, Leo Hamlin making the right decision there.
Boy, he certainly did. Waited till the last possible second and made that flip back nicely right on target.
1st and 10 at the 47. 6:18 to play. 3rd quarter. Both of these teams undefeated in the early season at 2-0. 2 receivers wide left, Connie and Batts. Here's the option moving right. Hamlet's going to run it. Oh, he is brought down in a great play by Keith Thomas, the outside linebacker. And he's another one of those guys. Bill, it's amazing how small their linebackers are. 5'8", 204 for Keith Thomas, but quick. He looks more like a defensive back, but he's playing at linebacker. The other outside linebackers, 5'11", 206.
Well, Ted Kempsky, Delaware offensive coordinator, says this year's BU defense is probably the quickest it's had in the last 5-6 years.
2nd down and about 10. Here's Hamlin again, option. He's running the football, going to keep it. He's across the 50 to the 45 on his feet, inside the 40, a breakaway. He's going to go all the way. Leo Hamlin for a touchdown, Delaware. 53 yards for Leo Hamlin as he broke free at the line of scrimmage, and that was a pretty piece of running by Leo Hamlin.
Don, I'll tell you, it was a little scary, though, to watch Hamlin run. He's holding that football out like a loaf of bread, and you just had a terrible premonition that somebody was going to strip him. But he manages to hold on to it, made some startling moves on the way down, and goes 53 off the option for the score.
All right, the extra point attempt by Sean Leach. 10-point Delaware lead right now. Snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. There's a timeout on the field. With a score, Delaware 34, BU 23.
90-yard drive, the bulk of which 53 by Hamlin on the option, but nobody over there is complaining necessarily, are they?
No, I don't think so. Defense might be saying we don't want to go out there again. Here's the kickoff by Leach. Wakey gets it at the 10. He's out to the 20, to the 25, and gets shoved back to about the 23, but they'll spot it at the 25-yard line. So that's where the BU Terriers will take over. They trail it now by 11, 34-23. BU has won 2 in a row, 8 of its last 10 games because of this outstanding resurgence under Coach Dan Allen. 1st and 10, the ball at the 25. BU down by 11. They've got the ball. We're in the 3rd quarter. Here is a handoff to Julian Dale. He's got it. He's out to the 30, to the 31. That's the first time he's touched the ball, except for when they were within 5 yards of the end zone.
All he did was score 3 touchdowns.
Scored 3, but he hasn't been used except for the short yardage at the goal line. And now he gets the ball, and he runs it nicely for 6 yards. 2nd down and 4.
Point totals may be threatened here before the day is over. Back in '86, They scored 80 between them in a BU win.
And it's now 34-23. Both teams capable of scoring a lot of points. Second down and 4 at the 31. Hand off again to Dale. Dale is met by McSeed, and he gets maybe a yard out to the 32. Coming up to help, Mark Hondrew and Jeff Gardner.
Unlike Larry, to go for an arm tackle, but he was faked out a little bit that time by the move by the BU ball carrier, so it was just enough, however, to slow him up.
And when you're dealing with a 250-pound running back, discretion is sometimes the better part of valor, as they say. I might wave at him a little bit as he went past as well. Third down and 3 at the 32. And here's a fake to Dale. Now the throw. It's got his man. Manti at the 50 to the 45 to the 42 of Delaware. Beautifully thrown by Foley, and Manti has it down inside the Delaware 42, and a first down for the BU Terriers. So they run Julian Dale twice and then fire it right over the middle on the fake to the running back. 3:55. That's a 27-yard advance. And Foley trips left. 3 wide receivers out on that side. And Dale is the setback behind him. Foley drops back, looks right, now looks all the way down the field. He's got a man out there, overthrows Lippy at the 4-yard line. Coverage by Paul Williams, and also on the coverage, Dorrell Green. Double coverage on Jim Lippy at the 5.
Recall Paul Williams saying after the Villanova game, in which so many passes he had to cover himself, that he realized sometime after the game how tired he was because he had played so hard, so fast, and so many times on pass coverage. He's doing it again today.
Second and 10. Foley slips the ball to Dale. Dale runs into a pileup and gets about a yard down to the 41-yard line. Mike Berge, the freshman, in on that tackle along with Mark Hondrew. And only about a yard gain. So it'll be third down and 9. We'll be right back up in Boston next week as the Blue Hens take on Northeastern. They give them no credit for any gain on that. It's still at the 42. Third and 10. And Foley drops back. Here's some outside pressure. Steps up, gets rid of the ball. And it's dropped by Stevenson through his hands and through his legs at the 28. So that means that the BU will have to get rid of the ball and a punt. Costello to do the kicking. And Conti will go deep. He'll be inside his 10 to field this punt. Actually, now he steps outside the 10. Costello standing back at his own 46.
BU has not gone 2 possessions in a row without scoring until now.
So the Delaware defense done a great job in this quarter. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. It's a high one. Conti's calling for a fair catch, and he gets it at the 10. There's a timeout of the field. 2:45 to go in the third with a score. Delaware 34 and B.
Slowly moving it upfield with good ball control until the 47, and that's when Hamlet took over 53 on the option for the score.
And now they're moving Courtney Batts to the other side with this formation. He quickly gets over there. Hamlet comes back over center.
7 seconds.
And there's a snap. And off goes to Marvell Scott. He blasts it out for 5 yards to the 15. So that's a good first down play in the shadow of your own goalposts. And the tackle on that play made by Joe Conde, the middle linebacker. Well, anytime you can get first down or 5 yards on a 1st and 10 at your own 10, that's a nice play to get you into a 2nd and 5 situation.
Yeah, it gives you room to try some different things.
And off again to Marvell Scott. This time he is stopped at the line of scrimmage at the 15. Let's see, they're gonna, oh, let's get it back. Whoa, where are they stopping that? They're spotting that at the 13. They give him a loss at 2. He got up to the 15, the line of scrimmage. He got knocked backwards. Apparently the rule of forward progress does not apply here. So it's 3rd down and 7. And here's the option by Hamlet. He's going to have to run it himself, and he's going to have to take cover and go down at the 14. Gain of a yard or 2, and they're going to have to punt the ball away.
Well, 3 and out the first time for Delaware here. In this quarter, they tried the fullback, got the fullback belly on 2 successive plays and picked up only a couple of yards.
Scott White back to kick. He's standing at his own goal line, and Wakey is back at the 50. High snap, gets it away. Nice kick by White. Wakey calling for a fair catch at his own 48. Beautiful punt by Scott White. And he gets them out where they need to be. So 1:01 left in the third quarter, 34-23 with the Blue Hens still on top, and BU's going to start it from their own 48-yard line. That was a nice punt by Scott White. 38 yards, but high, great hang time, and forced Wakey to call the fair catch. Making some changes at the line of scrimmage, Foley is. Now he calls over center, hands off. Benaglio, the running back, across the 50, the 48 of Delaware. Tackle by D'Angelo. Gain of 4 on the play. 2nd and 6. Inside a minute now.
And that D'Angelo, a revelation last year when he led the team in tackles. He's just taken control of the middle linebacker spot for Delaware.
Yeah, and they had some kids that were playing well at middle linebacker that got hurt. And then they put Ralph in there, and he had 126 tackles last year. Led the team. Freshman record. Back to throw. 2nd and 6. Little dump pass goes out to Benaglio. 45-40 to the 39. Paul Williams makes the tackle, but that's a first down for the BU Terriers.
Foley has such a nice, quick release. He gets that ball off in the face of an on-rushing lineman. That time Mastrangelo almost on top of him, but he just zips it by him for the completion.
Foley's out of Cherry Hill, New Jersey, was an All-American high school quarterback. Piled up the yards there. Went to Maryland first and transferred to BU. Here's the looking to throw all the way down the field. Got a man out there, overthrows Wakey in the end zone. And we have come to the end of the third quarter. And the end of the third quarter, our score is Delaware 34 and down to the 29-yard line, and that could be good for a BU first down. Nice run by Benaglio, and I'll tell you, the running game is effective in the run and shoot because you are so conscious of the pass. That is a first down. It's inside the 29. 1st and 10. 1st and 10, BU.
Foley continues to pile up the yardage. He's around 390 yards now, I think, total, and he's not finished yet.
He's got 2 wideouts to the left. Benaglio, the deep tailback, about 6 yards deep. And he slips the ball again to Benaglio. This time he's to the 27-yard line. Making the tackle is John Shields, Ralph D'Angelo, and also Spinelli in there. That's a gain of about 1.5 yards down to the 27. Second down and 8.5 or so. Got a tight end, Deadman, in on this play left. Lineman down. Foley's going to go back to throw. He gets rid of the ball. He's got Wakey inside the 15. And he's thrown down right at the 15, but they're going to spot it at the 14, where his forward progress was stopped. Koshelski in on that tackle along with Gardner. And it's a first down just inside the 15. So BU trying to get its first score of the second half. They're down by 11. And Kevin Foley moving the team. Foley, 1st and 10 at the 14 of Delaware. Hand off Benaglio. He's got an opening. He's inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line. Undercut by Spinelli, but he hurdled down inside the 5 to the 4-yard line, and it's 1st and goal from the 4. This Don Benaglio kid is a pretty fine-looking junior, 5'8", 197, and he's running extremely well.
Foley's over 400 yards passing. The record against Delaware, 482 by Colgate back in 1978.
First and goal at the 4. Foley over center. BU trying to score. Hand off to Dale. Dale down to the 3, to the 2. He's wrestled down by Mark Spinelli at the 2-yard line. And it'll be second and goal from just inside the 2. They're going to call it the 1-yard line. And Julian Dale could pick up his 4th touchdown of the day. They're just focusing on him. Look at the size of his legs. Man, he's a big fella. Second down. And off Dale into the end zone for a touchdown, BU. And the Terriers are back to within 5 at 34-29.
4 touchdowns by Dale, all from inside the 5. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron bubble. And the guy that's lighting the fire for BU is Dale.
And he is having a interesting game, to say the least. That was a 1-yard run and his 4th touchdown of the day. And they're going to go for 2. They're down by 5. Foley with the ball over center, or he's going to get the ball momentarily. He's got it. Goes back, little quick throw. He throws behind his man. No good. And there's a timeout on the field. The PNC Bank timeout score. 12:36 remaining, 34-29. Wow, we have seen a lot of scoring in this game. It's slowed down in the second half somewhat, but I don't think the fireworks are done just yet.
Doesn't look like it. What a pattern BU has established in this ball game. Take the ball down inside the 5-yard line and give it to Dale. Do it again, 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 and 4 times in the ball game. Was it Pat Williams that scored 4 touchdowns last year in a ball game for Delaware against Lehigh?
And not quite on the same idea, I guess.
Not from inside the 5.
Not pounding it in like that. Here's a kickoff by Costello. It's going to drive Coleman back. He goes into the end zone. Now he's out with it to the 10-yard line, and that's where he's going to be hammered down at the 10. The tackle by Charles Johnson. And that's not good for the Blue Hens, because now they'll have to start right at their own 10-yard line and work their way out for some first downs.
I guess people are going to question that call. I don't know whether Norm knew exactly where he was, but he took the ball just a few yards from the end zone, circled back into it, and then when he came out, he had virtually no chance because he was hemmed in inside the 10, got it out to about the 11.
And of course, his momentum was heading backwards at the time. Couldn't get up any kind of a head of steam. First and 10, Delaware. And off, option play. Here goes Hamlet. He's running the ball. He's got good yardage out to the 15 or 16-yard line as he faked to Hebron, the fullback, ran it himself on that triple option. And that's a gain of a little better than 5 yards. Delaware desperately needs a couple of first downs here and to eat up some clock. Obviously, they'd love to get another touchdown, because with this BU offense, they're going to come at you again.
You're right. There's no margin for error here. You know, if you got 12 minutes left, we can expect a few more scores under this high-scoring format.
On it's second down and about 4. Here is the counter. It goes to Coleman, and Coleman is dragged down on nice coverage on that play. The tackle made by Ed Rafani, the linebacker, as he followed Norm Coleman. Coleman gets about a yard or 2 out to the 19, and it's 3rd down and 2.
BU's done as good a job as anybody can do, with few exceptions, against the misdirection.
Well, they really started to pick it up late in the game. Big play here, 3rd and 2. Hamlet over center. Here's the run, the option play. They're going to snow him under back at the 19. There's no gain, and that means Delaware will have to punt the football. That was a big defensive series, and on that option flowing the other direction, the Blue Hens had nothing and got nothing out of it, and now Scott White in a big punt with that wind still swirling here at Nickerson Field.
Boy, that really got BU all fired up, and with good reason.
Wakey back at his own 42, Scott White at his 5. Here's the snap, it's a good one. Here's the kick. It's all right, it's a little bit short. At bouncing, it's taking a BU bounce, and it's down at the 45-yard line. There's a timeout on the field. 10:22 to play with the score. Delaware 34, BU 20. The top 1A teams in the country. BU with the ball at the Delaware 45, 1st and 10. Kevin Foley, the quarterback, got 4 wideouts in this run, and Schupany hands it off to Benaglio, and the ball is loose. Fumbled. Delaware may have it, and I think they do. Delaware's fallen on the football. They're going to unpile it. Let's see. Delaware said they had it. Now BU says they have it. And BU has managed to fall back on the football. Boy, I thought the Blue Hens had it.
Sure looked like it. We haven't had a turnover yet in the ball game.
Travis Raitt, one of the offensive linemen, fell on the ball at the 46 for a loss of a yard, but more importantly, the fact that they were able to recover that fumble instead of Delaware. That's the big play. 9:55 to go.
Considering the score, it's a marvel that there haven't been any turnovers.
That is unreal. Foley goes back. Second down play. Scott Stevenson, the 40, 35, run out of bounds at the 33-yard line. First down, BU.
Such a nice touch Foley had. He just sort of feathers that ball in there, and it lands so gently into the hands of a receiver, especially on those slanted out patterns.
9:41 to play. And again, BU controlling the football with that short passing game. Ball at the 33. 1st and 10 for the Terriers. They trail by 5. They need a touchdown to take the lead. And Foley's going to slip the ball again to Benaglio. Benaglio stood up at the 32 by D'Angelo, the middle linebacker, and Dennis Hume. They're going to spot the ball now at about the 31. Picked up a couple of yards on that play, about a yard and a half maybe. And it's going to be now 2nd down and a long 8. Big moment in this football game. Delaware's defense has been out on the field a long time today, but they still lead. He goes back to throw. That's Foley. Looks across. He's got a man out there. Stevenson at the 15. He makes the catch and goes out of bounds. And a first down, BU.
Don, that ball was in the air and halfway to the receiver's spot before the receiver, Stevenson, even made his cut.
That, of course, is timing. And the timing is exceptional when you consider this young man, Foley, did not quarterback at all last year. It's his first year in the program, and he's making the proper reads on the fly. 1st and 10, BU at the Delaware 15, trying to take the lead. Delaware looking to come. And now Foley sees them all come up on the line of scrimmage, and he wants a timeout. There's a timeout on the field. 8:37 to play. The PNC Bank timeout score. Delaware 34 and BU 29.
Like Colgate back in '78, and I think Foley's very close to that right now. He has 4:32 according to Robin Bryson, who keeps track of those figures. And here he is right now with the ball down at the Delaware 15.
Kevin Foley, who's done it all with short passing, a run and shoot, a short passing game. Ball control, 1st and 10 at the 15. He's got 4 wideouts to the right. Delaware's got almost everybody up at the line of scrimmage to try and bump those receivers. Quick pass goes to Wakey, and he can't hang on to the ball at the line. He's belted pretty hard by Paul Williams after the ball went through his hands. They went to the receiver on the left side of the formation, the only receiver on that side. 4 others were on the right.
Little turn-in pattern there by Wakey. Everybody else probably expecting something in the way of a hitch or an out pattern, but Foley tried to cross him up. Williams, good defense on the play.
Well, Delaware pulled everybody up to the line of scrimmage practically on that, daring them to go past them, and they were bumping them all at the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10 at the 15. Foley goes back, quick two-step drop. There's a pass knocked away by Kenny Bailey, intended for Walker inside the 10. And there's a penalty marker on the field. Ball, the penalty marker at the 13-yard line. And the BU folks are saying it's against Delaware. It's a personal foul. And I frankly am not sure where that personal foul came from. But it is against Delaware, and that's going to hurt. See if Tubby Raymond is reacting at all. See that he is. That's going to be a walk-off. Well, let's go half the distances to the 7-yard line, not the 7.5-yard line. So it's going to be first and goal, the 7.5-yard line. So on a nice play by Kenny Bailey, all of a sudden things have turned for the worse. 8:32 to go. First down. Foley, one setback, hands off to Benaglio inside the 5, down to the 3, to the 2, and that's where he's brought down at the 2-yard line. Bailey in along with Berge, Spinelli. They're at the 2, and here comes Julian Dale, the road grader.
Double trouble.
Second down at 2. Second down and goal from the 2, and Dale is the man behind Foley. And he gets the ball. He hits the line, and he is grabbed backwards and pulled backwards for, I believe, a yard loss. Mastrangelo in there on the tackle. Nice job by Josh. Todd Velitis also in there to stop that for a yard loss. Back to the 3. Third down and goal from the 3.
Foley looking at Allen at the sideline. He's got his play. Everybody naturally, after scoring 4 touchdowns, expects Dale to get it again.
Here's the play by BU. Pitch goes to Dale, sweeps, gets down to the 1, and he's down at the 1-yard line. Again, Mastrangelo on the tackle. D'Angelo on the tackle. D'Angelo getting a little stinger on the arm, and he's down at the 1. Fourth down. 1 yard for a touchdown for BU to take the lead. 6:48, the clock running. Dale directly behind Foley. Foley hands to Dale. Dale has stood up. He doesn't get in. I don't believe he made it.
He did not.
He did not make it. The Delaware defense is held at the 1-foot line.
You've got a bunch of guys you can thank for that. They were all in the middle there where they ganged up on Dale. They've got to be saying to themselves, Dale, you did it to us 4 times, and you're out of here. And they stopped him at the goal line. What a stand by the Blue Hens.
Andrew, Velitis, Berge, all those guys in there. Mastrangelo, Spinelli. They did a great job with 6:32 remaining in the game, and Delaware's going to take over on their 1-foot line. Dangerous territory to be sure, but they'd rather have it at the 1-foot line than BU having it there. First down for Delaware. Hamlet squeezes out maybe to the 1-yard line. Got about a half a yard on that as they tried to go behind Keith Bullets, the big center. And he comes up holding his arms a little bit. That's all, maybe a yard. Second down, 9. Big series here. Delaware's got to get it out, get a first down. Courtney Batts comes out of the game. Eddie Conti checking in. One would expect that they're not going to be throwing to anybody at this point, but trying to push it out. Those linemen have a job to do here. Handoff goes to Hebron. Hebron meets a wall, but he pushes to the 5-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd down and about 6.
Problem is, if you don't get the first down here, you got to punt deep in your own territory and give the ball back to BU and Foley again.
All right, he's just beyond the 5, so it's 3rd down, 5 yards to go. And again, a big play now for the Delaware offense and the BU defense.
The messenger brought it in. That's Courtney Batts. Let's hope they don't kill the messenger.
Delaware needs a first down. Hamlet, roll out left. He wants to run. He's going to run it. He's got a first down. He's out to the 12-yard line. Just shy of the 12, but it's good for the first. Big, big first down for Delaware.
And what a place to use that short side of the field option that Tubby Raymond has defended almost inevitably and enthusiastically for 30 years.
Oh, what a block by Trossel on the outside. Shannon Trossel, the pulling guard of the great block that gave Leo Hamlet the room he needed to get the first down. 1st and 10, Delaware, just shy of the 12. Here's the option. Now Hamlet goes back to throw. He's got trouble. He's going to be snowed under back at the 7-yard line. Red shirts everywhere. Leo couldn't get rid of the ball. Boy, they read that one well for a play that you wouldn't expect them to run down that part of the field. 4:45 to play, the clock running. And it's now 2nd down and 15.
Pretty much the same situation, only a few yards further out from the goal line. And Delaware once again faced with big, big plays.
This one, as we said several times in this game, will come down to the wire.
3 seconds.
Running down. They get it off. Hamlet back to throw in his own end zone. He's got time, gets rid of it. There's Batts to the 20. Oh, he's not going to get the first down. What a tackle at the 20-yard line. Great play by Roger Harriet. He catches him a couple of yards shy, so it's going to be 3rd down. Let's take a quick look at the Metro Auto Parts College football scoreboard update. Villanova leading JMU in the 4th, 21-14. UMass 21, Northeastern 13 in the 4th quarter. William & Mary has beaten New Hampshire 39-0. Brown now leads Rhode Island 24-14 in the 4th quarter, and Penn leading Lafayette in the 4th 28-8. The ball just shy of the 21. 3rd down and a long one. Handoff Hebron. Hebron, I think he's got the first down. He's out beyond the 22-yard line, and Delaware should have a new set of downs. They do, no question about it. It's almost out to the 23, and it's a first down Delaware.
Important 3rd down conversions for the Blue Hens as they began this thing back at their own goal line. And now they're trying to keep possession of the football down to 3:27, but another score certainly would come in pretty handy.
Give that offensive line a lot of credit for making some big blocks there as Hebron just shot it up the middle in the earlier 3rd down play on that rollout by Hamlet. A great block by Trossel. 1st and 10, 23-yard line for Delaware. Here's a look-in pass. He's got Batts. Batts has got it at the 34-yard line and a first down. Courtney Batts on a little quick pass from Leo Hamlet, and Delaware gets a new set of downs with 3:01 to play.
If Hamlet doesn't throw a bullet there could have been a lot of trouble, and he had to release that ball in a hurry. He did both of those things, and he had his man right out there at the 29, or rather the 34-yard line.
One thing about Leo, Bill, usually he will throw a bullet. Whether it calls for it or not, that's going to be
a long bullet or a short bullet, either one.
Leo's choice of pass, and it was there on time. 1st and 10 at the 34. And here's a handoff. Inside it goes to Coleman, but the play stops with a penalty. And let's see what the call is. Steve Archibald looks like a Philadelphia lawyer pleading his case out there. And apparently he's not going to win it. Got a procedure call against the Blue Hens. It's going to be a 5-yard walk-off with 2:37 to play. Delaware clinging to a 5-point lead, 34-29.
That was a dead ball foul. False start on the offense. We're repeating first down.
So it'll
First and
repeat
15.
first down. The play never got off. Ball back to the 29-yard line. First down and 15.
Well, Delaware has managed to avoid the fumbleitis that it exhibited last week against Villanova. I don't want to put the onus on them, but hang on to the football and keep this thing going is the name of the game now.
First and 10. Hamlet left, looking, going to run the ball. The 35. He's run out of bounds at the 36-yard line, just beyond the 36. That'll stop the clock with 2:21 to play. Ball will be spotted just short of the 37-yard line. And we've got a second down and 7.
Delaware's really pulled out all the offensive stops, haven't they, Don? They've done everything from the option, the counter, the sweep, the belly gut. They've used them all.
Well, you got to do it when you're trying to move it out of your end zone area. Drop back, straight drop back. Leo throws the ball. He's got Connie at the 50 to the 49-yard line. Into BU territory and another Delaware first down.
I love it. They don't play conservative football here. We may have seen it in other years, but with those kind of receivers and that kind of an arm from Hamlet, you go for it.
And Eddie Conti, who's got some rib problems, is still down on the field. He was kind of pancaked at the end of that tackle, and he's still on the field being attended to. 2:15 remaining in this game. 2:15. There's a timeout on the field with a score. Delaware 34, Boston University 29. First and 10 Delaware at the BU 49-yard line. Here's Hamlet on the option. He dives in for about 2. Down to the 47-yard line is Thomas. Keith Thomas, the outside linebacker, turned that one in quickly. Very short gain. There's a time. Let's pause now 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Blue Hen Football Network. The BU defense has called a timeout here to talk things over after a short gain on the first down play by Leo Hamlet of just a yard. It's second down 9. The ball spotted just inside the BU 48. Only a minute 47 to go. Time starting to run out on the BU Terriers. So Delaware, if they can get another first down or two here, Bill, things will start to look pretty good.
That's what I would think too, Don. You're in BU territory. You don't necessarily have to play for the big play and the TD. Delaware might surprise us and do that, but the obvious thing for them to do would be to simply continue ball control, try and keep it on the ground, get the first down, run out the clock, and come out of here in a very tough and thrilling football game.
One thing that surprised me is the defenses have given up yardage in the second half, but they've each only given up 1 touchdown. After that wild first half of scoring, it kind of surprised me that they have not scored any more points in the second half than they did.
Yeah, I think we were all looking for something like 100 points in the game.
Here's the second down play by Hamlet. He drops straight back to throw. He's got time. He gets the ball away. He's got Conti out there at the 10. What a catch at the 8-yard line. Eddie Conti goes high for the reception. A great throw by Leo Hamlet. That's a 40-yard pickup by Delaware.
That, to me, Don, is the most surprising play in the entire ball game. You got to figure Delaware is going to play it a little conservative with the lead, with not much time remaining. They go for the bomb and they hit it big. And does that mean college football excitement, or does it not?
That's unbelievable. And not only that, it's Eddie Conti, the guy that walked out of there with some sore ribs a moment ago. It's a first and goal Delaware at the BU 8-yard line. What a gutsy call by the offensive staff at Delaware. First down play, Hamlet over center. He hands it to Hebron. Hebron cuts it back into about the 7-yard line, and there he goes down after about a 1-yard gain. But the clock ticking at 1:09. 1:09 to play. The ball at the 7.
Boy, I'll tell you, Don, if Delaware comes out of this thing in the next minute with a victory, I got to go for the play of the game right there.
Absolutely. that was a tremendous play that really has put Delaware in great shape to control this football game. The clock winding down to 45 seconds now. 45 seconds left. Delaware taking its time on the play. Down to 4. They're going to now just get in the play out. They're not going to get this off.
Just let them spike the ball.
Now they called a timeout, but an official just threw a flag. So they apparently didn't get it off. Did they get the timeout in time?
Let's see if that's delay. That's what it would be, of course, and we're waiting for the signal. Here comes the referee now, and he's going to tell us.
No, they waved it off.
Inadvertent.
No, they got it. Delaware got the timeout first, apparently.
All right.
So there's Delaware calls a timeout. There's a timeout on the field. The P. Hamlet over center. He's going to run the football himself. He gets around into the 5, and he skips into the end zone for a touchdown, Delaware. A 7-yard run by Leo Hamlet puts an exclamation point on this day for the Blue Hens. That gives them an 11-point lead and sends this crowd at Nickerson Field scurrying for the gates. That touchdown coming with 30 seconds to play. A 7-yard run by Leo Hamlet. And again, he's done a fine job with the offense today. And Delaware, 40 points on the BU defense. That was Dan Allen's concern. He has an inexperienced defense that will get better, but maybe a little early to face this wing T offense. Here's the kick by Sean Leach. The kick is up. The kick is good. And that makes it a 12-point Delaware lead at 41-29. So Delaware looking like it will be 3-0 in just a very short while here with 30 seconds remaining. And they will be 8-0-1 in their last 9 games, dating back to last year.
Well, certainly a nice start for the year, and this was really, I suppose, the first really severe test of the season. Villanova wasn't an easy or a pushover last week, but we knew that BU was going to cause lots of trouble and score lots of points. They've scored 29, but Delaware's done them a lot better with 41 on that last TD scamper by Hamlet, who's done just about everything you could ask of a quarterback on the option and the wing T, and he's done it here this afternoon.
And Bill, what a big game, because this is the number 15 team in the country they're beating on their home field, on the turf. Now they get to play Northeastern next week, a team that certainly on paper is inferior to this Delaware football team. It should not win the football game.
Everybody will be saying is they're going to be a letdown.
Right, and always a possibility with any football team. The week after that, of course, Youngstown State at home. So this is setting up for Delaware to be a top 10 team and much ahead of Youngstown in the polls by the time the two teams play in 2 weeks. Here's a kickoff by Sean Leach, and the kick is a low one. It's going to be taken and dropped at the 20-yard line, but picked up and run back to the 32-yard line. That looked like Randy Smith, a safety, free safety, getting that ball that was fumbled on the kickoff. 22 seconds remaining. And this was a very entertaining football game, to say the least. Two contrasting offensive styles. Foley still in the game for BU.
This is a BU team that's going to win a lot of games this year, Don. You can just see that.
No question, but they've got a tough road. They play, I believe, at Richmond next week. And then I believe at JMU after that. Back to throw. Foley gets it out to Lippy, and he can't hang on as he is belted by Kenny Bailey. See if we can find their schedule here. Incomplete pass with 16 seconds remaining.
Players on the Delaware sideline surprisingly subdued right now, but they'll have plenty to celebrate later on.
Foley back to throw on second down. He gets it across the middle to Benaglio. Benaglio is going to try and run it out of bounds, and he doesn't. He's still in at the 40-yard line. 5-4. The clock is running, and that's going to do it. They are going to let the clock run out on this football game. Our final score, the University of Delaware 41 and the Boston University Terriers 29.